One evening, I walked to my friend's house, as he only lived a block away. He also happened to be a hairdresser. I wanted something done with my hair, so I went and seen him. We had some wine and some dinner as well. It was a lovely evening. My friend's partner arrived home, but he was in a huff. I think he had a bad day at work. I just chose not to take it personally. I hung around for another half an hour, and then I decided to walk home. I thanked my friend for doing my hair and dinner. I said goodbye to both of them and I left. As I was walking out onto the street, I could hear them both arguing inside their unit. I really wasn't sure what it was about, but it wasn't any of my business, so I ignored it and kept walking. Soon enough, I was back at home, and I was getting ready to settle in for the night. I was in the shower and I heard my phone ringing. I quickly got out to answer it, but I missed the call. It was my friend's partner. Why was he calling me? Did I cause the argument they were having after I had just left their place? I decided not to call him back because I really didn't want to get involved in any drama. I turned my phone on silent and I went to bed. The next morning, I noticed I had 5 missed calls from my friend's partner. There was only one message from him saying, "I'm out the front of your house." I looked at the time the message was sent, and it was at 1:30 a.m. I decided to look out my bedroom window to make sure he wasn't parked there, but he wasn't. I wanted to call my friend to see if everything was okay or not, but once again, I also didn't want to get involved. I didn't think much more of it, and I just moved on from it. A week had passed and nothing else had come of it. I had actually forgotten all about the incident until my friend's partner then sent me a message. He said he needed to see me. What was this all about? I then thought maybe I should get to the bottom of this and see what he wants. He came over within 10 minutes of the last message sent. Luckily, I was home at the time. He explained that he wanted to break up with my friend. I kind of had a feeling, but what did that have to do with me? Apparently, he had feelings for me. Now, I was taken aback by this because I really didn't know him that well personally, so the feelings were not mutual. I told him I was sorry, but I wasn't interested. Plus, his partner was a good friend of mine. I didn't want to come between the two of them. He didn't seem happy with what I had said, and he left without another word. I shook my head as he left, as I didn't expect any of what I had just been told, so I tried to avoid those two for a while. A few days had passed and I had seen my mate and his partner come into my work to do some shopping. I didn't serve them, thankfully, as I was busy serving trolleys on the big registers. Later that day, though, I was behind the service desk and he came in and wanted to buy cigarettes. I served him, and then he said to me, "Have you thought any more about what I said to you the other day?" "No, fella, I told you, I'm not interested and I don't want to get involved in drama. I'm sorry, dude." He angrily said thanks and walked out. That night, I got home from work. Everything was good. No one was bothering me, so I decided to turn my phone off. I really didn't want to be disturbed. I decided I was going to have a movie night on my own. I ordered pizza delivery and I was set. I watched a couple of scary movies, probably not the best idea, being home alone and all. I had got through half of the second movie when I noticed a shadow of a person walking past my lounge room window. I mean, random people walk past the units all the time, but it looked like someone was right outside. I went into the bedroom where the light was off, and I peered through the blinds to look outside. I didn't see anyone. I walked back out through the lounge room and into the kitchen, and in the corner of my eye, through the back door, I saw someone walking around in the backyard. Was this one of my mates hanging around, wanting to play a prank? Or was someone trying to break in? I opened the back door, and as I did, I heard footsteps running off around my neighbour's unit and back out the front. I ran back inside to look out my bedroom window again, and I seen a male figure running off down the street. I couldn't tell who it was. because they were wearing a hoodie. After half an hour, I figured whoever it was had left and wasn't coming back, so I didn't bother reporting it. It was 11:30 p.m. and I decided to go to bed. Later on, early in the morning, at about 2 a.m., I was awoken by a funny noise. It sounded like loud scratching and fumbling. I didn't know what I was listening to, but it didn't sound normal, and I did not move out of my bed. As I was coming to, I was trying to work out if someone was inside my unit, or were they still outside. I kept listening. The noise was coming from my spare bedroom. I decided to get up and softly creep into the spare room. I had actually realized my window in that room was left open a little, but still locked. It sounded like someone was trying to pull the fly screen off the window. I crept up to the window, and sure enough, that's what was happening. I stood just on the side of the inside of the window, hiding behind the blinds while this was all still happening. I then all of a sudden yelled out, "Boo!" Then I hear someone falling over some of the stuff in the storage part of the units outside. Then footsteps trudging through the yard again as they ran off. I looked through my bedroom window again, and the same male figure was running off down the street. I didn't know whether to call the police or not. I thought about it, but I still didn't do it. I wanted to see if anything else would happen first. Next morning, I had slept in because of the lack of sleep I had the night before. I had turned my phone on, and I had 10 messages from my friend's partner and 1 message from my friend. Oh great, do I really want to know what's going on? First I read my friend's message saying, "Hey, have you seen my partner? He hasn't come home and he's not answering my calls. If you see him, can you get him to call me?" I thought to myself, that is a bit odd of my friend not to hear from his partner. But when I started reading his partner's messages, some of them went like, "Why is your phone off? I'm trying to call you. Are you avoiding me? I'm at your door. You should let me in. Oh my God, why do you make things so hard? I'll be back later. I'm back. Someone was following me. You should open the door. If you don't let me in soon, I'll have to let myself in." I then knew it was him trying to get inside my unit the night before. I wanted to confront him, but it would have been pointless, so I then decided to report him to the police. Later that afternoon, my friend had called me and told me his partner got in trouble with the police and that he was no longer with him anymore. I was in shock, but I wasn't at the same time. I decided not to tell my friend about his now ex-partner stalking me, as it would have made things worse. I never had any more dramas from that guy. I even heard rumours that he had left town and moved to another coastal town 2 hours north. That definitely made me feel relieved.